Good afternoon. Welcome to WCTV's coverage of Wilmington versus Winchester High School boys varsity lacrosse at Alumni Stadium. This will be the home opener, and the Wildcats will be looking to get their first win. And this is also the first home game for new head coach Eric O'Malley. So let's wish them some luck. And we are starting off here. Defenders, the ball's turned over. Number 14. Ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be a Wildcat ball. Colin Allard passing it off to Braden Veazey, who takes it up the left side into enemy territory. Kicks it back to Allard. Getting into position. Makes some moves. Contact. Passes it off to Graziano. Back to Allard. Graziano at X. Trying to get around the defender. Takes a hit, ball's on the ground, and that's going to be scooped up by Winchester. High pressure. Starts to bring it up the left side. Double team, and the ball is back out. And that is going to be number 3, Veazey, scooping that back up for the Wildcats. Stick on, and the whistle's blown. Number 14 now with the ball. Passes to 11. Colias. Back around to 17. Going around the horn here. Number 21 bringing it up the left side. Back behind to the goal. Looking for a teammate. To number 19, Isaac Tavares, who passes it back out to Jonathan Kavanaugh. Ball hits the ground there. And that's going to be a turnover now. Winchester has the ball. Number 9. 17. So Budreski behind. Will Mango with it. Makes a move, tries to get around Kavanaugh, but he holds the line. Now number 7 trying to break through, and he shoots, and that score will make it 1-0 Winchester. Now we'll come back to midfield for the faceoff. Pat DeLucia for the Wildcats. Going to take this one. Going up against Martin Chakarov. They battle for it. Goes behind Chakarov and gets scooped up by number 27. Excuse me, number 27, Chakarov. Pass to 11, hits the ground. That's going to go out of bounds and be a Wildcat ball. Ball's on the ground. Sticks get interlocked, and that's going to be Wilmington ball once again. It's number 19. Nearly picked off there. Ball is out of bounds once again. Still Wildcat ball. Isaac Tavares with it. And now Allard scooping it up. High pressure, being double teamed. The ball gets knocked out. And the whistle. And get some new personnel for Winchester. And that's Winchester ball. Bringing it up the right side is number 7. Juan Carlin. Passing around. Back to the number 7 who shoots, and that's going to be out the end line, and that's still Winchester. Budeski to 11, 14, 17 to 9 around the bend. The two brothers, Will and Andrew Mango. The Wildcats are holding the line. They want to get that shot off around the front, but they're having some trouble. Coming around the back again. Searching for an opening. Across the middle. Connects with number 9. Feeds it. Goes right back to him. 9 to 17. It's going to be chased to the corner. It's going to be out of bounds. Wilmington ball. That was some good pressure from Winchester, but the Wildcats held their own, and now they get their chance to come up the rest of the field. And now the ball's going to get turned over with a check to the back there. It's number 10 passing it off back to Mango. They're going to slow it down here. Bring it back around the front. And that is another goal for Winchester, which will make it 2-0. WCTV is powered by Critical Mass Solar and Austin Styffe Mortgage Loan Officer. And here we are, back at the midfield for this face-off. Whistle. Ball pops out, gets scooped up by 24, who rushes to the goal and tries to sneak it in, but goes out of bounds. And that is going to be Wildcat ball. It's a battle on the ground, and the Winchester wins that one. Now we have number 11 taking a lot of pressure, driving it right up the middle, making some moves. The ball gets popped out. He scoops it back up and dumps it off to his teammate, number 7, Juan Carlin. And now Winchester look comfortable in this position once again, bringing the ball around town and trying to find an opening in the Wildcats' defense. 17 with the shot, bounces off the crossbar, all the way back to midfield, gets recovered by Winchester, and they come back for another attack. Almost a sneaky goal there, but that gets shot just on the outside, and that's recovered by the Wilmington goalie. Mayer here, airing it out, trying to get it to 19, but that ball comes out of the stick and gets recovered by Winchester, and they're bringing it back up the field with number 7. Allard gives him some pressure. Ball gets passed off, and we're in a familiar spot here. Tries to pass it over the middle, but whistle blown. Crossing sticks. And that's going to be let's see. He's giving that to Winchester. (11 to 7 to 9). Going in their circle, looking for that opening shot by 40. Ricochets out of bounds. They're going to keep the ball, keep trying for that third goal. Number 7 with the shot that bounces off the ground and into the net, which will make it 3-0 Winchester. Right now, it seems as though they have control of the offense. And we're back to midfield. They battled it out on the ground, looking for the ball on that white patch of the logo. It pops out. Number 17, Winchester, recovers it, passes, bounce off the ground, off the crossbar. Very nearly another goal for Winchester. That gets scooped up by Wilmington. In the midfield, number 19 makes a solid move, passes it out to his teammate, and that's the end of quarter 1. And we are gearing up for quarter 2 of this matchup between the Wilmington Wildcats and Winchester High School. Right now, Winchester has been taking control of this game. It's 3-0 at the start of the second quarter. And here we have the face-off. They battle. Pops out behind Winchester. Gets recovered by them. Spin move. Pass off to number 11. Who brings it around. And a shot. And that is a goal. Is that right? Yep, they're calling that a goal. That's going to be goal number 4 for Winchester. Striking just under the crossbar. So Winchester off to a very hot start already in this second quarter. Face off, bounces out. Recovered by Wilmington. Little bounce pass. Making his way through the midfield's number 18. Some pressure. He cradles, makes some moves. 4 defenders on him. And the whistles are blown. That was Pat DeLucia. And that's going to be a timeout. WCTV Sports is powered by BMB Training and Development, CMS Plumbing and Heating, Forrest Auto, and Frangos. And here we are coming back from the timeout. It's approximately 11 minutes left in this second quarter, and it looks like the ball is going to be given back to Wilmington. Number 23 passing to number 13, Colin Allard. Makes a move. Passes over to the middle. Ball is dropped, and that gets recovered by Winchester. And now coming up the right side is number 26. 17 tries to check from behind. Passes into 11. Tries to get a shot off, but the defense gets on him quick, so they are bringing it around town once again. Up to 17. 30 with the pressure. Number 7, Mango. Shot. That gets deflected, and that's going to be Winchester once again. Number 40 tries to make a move, and he steps inside the crease, so that is going to be Wilmington ball. Pass out to 22, Gus Lambert. who gets it up to number 20, makes a little spin move and comes up the left side. He's cradling, gets it knocked out, but he recovers it. He gets shoved from behind, tries to give himself some space, gets the ball back to Allard. Allard makes a move, stumbles, but gets back up on his feet, still with the ball, shot, and that's recovered by the Winchester goalie. That was the most promising offensive drive from Wilmington so far. It looks like they're starting to come together a bit in the second half. And now Winchester with a failed pass attempt tried to get recovered by Wilmington, but Winchester is now coming up the right side. Number 7, Carlin, kicks it out to 9. And we're in a familiar spot. Back around to X position. Wilmington is starting to recognize their patterns, and the defense is following suit. So far, Winchester has been good at finding the cracks. Around and around, 7, back up. Makes a move and shot, and that's going to slide right past and just squeeze another goal out for Winchester. It's going to be 5-0 with about 8 minutes left in the second quarter. DeLucia taking the face-off for Wilmington. And there's going to be personnel change. Number 3 coming in for number 8. That's Braden Veazey, senior. 18 to Veazey. It's some pressure. Looking for teammates. Ball gets blocked, and that is back in Winchester's hands. Number 3 chases him down. He's coming all the way around the back of the goal. And Winchester is back in their usual formation. 7 comes screaming up. Attempts the shot, but that's recovered. Goalie's pass is a ground ball, which turns into a Wilmington ball. Allard sneaking in, attempts a shot, and a flag is thrown. Waiting for a signal from the ref here. Allard with the ball, motioning to his teammate, 23. Fakes the shot to 19 and back, and then to Allard again. Across, shot, deflected, ground ball. They're battling it out. Gets kicked back behind the goal, recovered by 19 on Wilmington. Brings it all the way back around to Allard. who feeds his teammate. Shot attempt. Comes close, but there's a flag. And it looks like they're going to have Wilmington start with the ball once again. Here's Allard. To 23 with the shot. And a dive from number 3. Braden Veazey is going to keep that Wilmington's ball, which was a good hustle play. And now he takes it back in. 23, Graziano to Allard. 9. Now Wilmington showing some cohesion on the offense. And then the ball's popped back out to 22, and there's a whistle blown, which is going to result in Winchester ball going the other way. So 11 on Winchester with it now. To Mango. Slowing down the tempo here. Seems like they want to control this possession as long as possible. Back around. 14. Bringing it back, then to 17 at the top. Tries to sneak a shot in between 2 defenders, goes wide and out of bounds. Winchester keeps possession. Changes positions. Shot, low shot attempted, and that's going to be out of bounds once again. Still Winchester ball. Three minutes left in the second quarter. Number 9 on Winchester, passing it around the backside. 17 now at the top. Guarded closely by number 30. Winding down the clock. Back up to the top. 17 makes a shot. Gets deflected off the defenders. Scooped back up by 9. They're going around again. Shot fake. Still with the ball. 40 making moves. Trying to beat this Wilmington defender. Shoots the ball off the ground, and it goes wide and out of bounds. Winchester will still retain possession. Eleven makes a turn, quick turn, attempts a ground shot. Ball gets popped out, and there's a little battle for it before 17 scoops it back up at the top. He's got a little bit of room right now. Thinks about the shot, passes it back off to 7. And then number 14, undefended for a moment, but back to 7. And 40 in X position. Advancing, trying to make his way around these defenders. Crosses to 7. Makes a move. Can't get past his defender. Back up top. 40 with the shot, and he sneaks it in. That's going to be 6 for Winchester with 1:27 left in the second quarter. With the end of this quarter coming close, Wilmington's going to look to warm up and think of some new strategies to stop the bleed. And Winchester's been very effective so far. We have our face-off that gets won by Winchester, and it looks like we're going to have a timeout. And we're back. Winchester back on the offense with 1:15 left in the second quarter. 14 bringing it up himself. Pass to 9 inside. Quick shot. Goes wide. And they're going to give that to Wilmington. 14 goes to retrieve it. John Mayer. Long pull pass to Allard. To 22, Gus Lambert. Making his way up the field, and we're going to get a whistle. And that looks like another timeout. We will be back. We're coming back. 45 seconds left in the second quarter. And Wilmington's going to start with the ball. Lambert passes it off. Little boxing out, bringing it inside. Shot narrowly blocked. Number 19, Isaac Tavares, with that attempt. Came very close. And we have another stoppage here. Looks like some personnel change. And this is going to remain a Wilmington ball. Allard starting with it. To Lambert. Oh, excuse me, to Graziano. Taking their time, waiting out the rest of this quarter as the Wildcats go back to the drawing board We are going to the half. Wildcats 6 and Winchester. Excuse me. Winchester 6, Wildcats 0. And we are back with quarter 3. It is 6-0 with Winchester up as the Wildcats look to get on the board here. And that's a ground ball that gets recovered by Winchester. And we're coming out with a lot of aggression at the start of the second half here. Pass to Allard. It's incomplete, and that's going to go out of bounds. Winchester ball. Goalie taking it up. Pass gets grounded and scooped up by Wilmington, and then gets checked out. Winchester recovers. Gets it off to 17. Looking around. Slowing down the tempo. Gets it back to Mango. Passes it to 7. (17) to 40. Back behind the goal. They're back to looking for the 17 with the shot, gets deflected, and it's a ground battle. Dangerous location, but it gets scooped up by the goalie. That's number 5, Luke DeProfio, and senior captain in the goal. Winchester, number 7, with it now. Forty gets it back to 14 and back once again to 11 out front with the shot attempt. Bounces away and gets recovered. Now DeProfio with it. Passes off to 22. Scoops that up. Back across to our other defender, 14. John Mayer. And that's going to be out of bounds. Winchester bringing it back in. (21) using his legs, passing to the midfield. Number 8 with the long pole, bringing it up through midfield, gets the ball knocked out, and that's going to be DeProfio's. Whistle's blown. Winchester starting again. $11 up top. 7 to 9 to behind the goal, and then a pass to 17 over the top. Shot attempt gets knocked off the crossbar all the way to midfield, where there's a battle and a whistle. And it looks like they're giving that back to Winchester. Number 17 bringing it back up to 7. Back to 17 up top. Tries to make a shot. Dumps it off. To 14, just outside the crease. And he's going to put that over the top for a goal. And that will be 7 for Winchester. Both teams came out in the second half with a lot of energy, and Winchester has capitalized on that once again. And here we are with the face-off back at midfield. That gets scooped up by Winchester, number 24. Close pressure by Wilmington. Tries to dump it off to his teammate. Nearly loses it. Another drop off to number 14. Back to number 40, who loses that ball. It's a battle on the ground. He scoops it back up, getting mauled behind the goal. Gets it back out to his teammates, and 14 back to 6 up at the top. Now 27. Winchester trying to slow things down a bit. Mango letting his teammates get into position. Wilmington defense following suit. Number 40 passes behind, and that's going to bounce away and be a Wilmington ball. DeProfio with it. Passes that to his defender and across to Mayer. Looking. Makes a turn inside to midfield and then across, and a whistle blown. And they gave that to Winchester, and now there's a fast break. 11 running all the way back behind the goal. And Winchester getting themselves back into that formation that has done a lot of damage to the Wilmington defense so far. Six minutes, 35 seconds left in the quarter. Switching positions. Wilmington guarding close. Winchester trying to hold possession as long as they can here. High pass to number 40. Makes some moves, tries to get around his defender. Taking it all the way around to the midfield. Kicks it back. It's a ground ball and a check, and they're looking for it on the ground, and then a whistle is going to get blown. And they're going to give that ball back to Winchester. Back in play. .14 switches with 9 behind the goal. Kicking it to 17 for the shot. That's going to go over the goal. Staying Winchester ball. Seven gets chased out around the horn to 9, and then back to 17 at the top. 7 changing directions. 17 to 9. 14 knocking on the door. 6 making a Euro step move with the shot, and that's going to be good for number 8 for Winchester. Back at the face-off once again, and there's a stumble and a whistle, and they're going to give that to Winchester. The clock is back rolling. It's a flag. 2 flags and a whistle. Waiting for the ref signal. They're going to pick those flags up. WCTV Sports is powered by Giovanni's Roast Beef and Pizza Tewksbury. And there's our whistle. Winchester starting it back up. Behind the goal is 14 to 40. 17 and then 11 back up at the top. And they are going around and around once again. Just looking for that slim opening where they've been able to be very effective. And a shot is in from number 9, Mango. It is 9-0 now, Winchester, with 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Number 18 taking the faceoff for Wilmington. DeLucia. That ball is going to pop out behind Winchester. Number 24, he scoops it up, brings it up the right side, up to his attacker, who tries to make some moves around the defenders. 22's close on him. Trying not to give him space. And again, Winchester's controlling the flow of the game. (17) to 40. To 27. Switch, makes a move inside. Gets shoved back to 17. Looking for his teammates behind. Then that's back to 17 over the top. Looking for his shot. Looking for his shot to 40. Who finds his shot, and that's going to sneak in for goal number 10 for Winchester. WCTV Sports is powered by Knowledge Brokers Realty. And Winchester winning that face-off once again, 24-11. Tries to make a move around the defender. And a flag, as it looks like 18 tried to avoid contact there. The ref may not agree with that. 14 looking for a shot. That gets deflected and out of bounds. It's going to remain Winchester ball. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left in quarter three. Going to have some substitutions here. Number 6, Max Bagtaz coming into the game. Winchester with it once again. 17 at the top. Nine to 17 to 9 to 17 to 14, and then 40 looking to strike again, but it goes back around the other side. (14) gets backed up. 17 holding his position, gets pressed. Over to 11, who gets it back to 40. And then at the edge of the crease, 14 to 11. Shot attempt gets stopped by the goalie. DeProfio with it now. To his defender, who runs up to the midfield, gets it to Allard, and Allard gets it to 18 to 8, and that ball gets dropped and overturned. Winchester, number 40, with it now. Running across field. Trying to get on that scoreboard another time, and that shot goes wide, and that's going to be Wilmington ball. Just under a minute left in the third quarter. Gus Lambert bringing it up. Shot or pass gets deflected. Number 14, Winchester, now coming in hot and gets a top bins goal that sneaks in, making it 11-0 for Winchester. .33 seconds left in this third quarter as the lights come on. It's 41 degrees and wet and rainy. Face off. And there's going to be a lost stick for the Winchester midfielder, and then they're going to stop the play because of it looks like a hit while he was retrieving his stick. Number 7, Winchester now bringing up the midfield into Wilmington territory. And number 7 making some moves, getting between the Wilmington defenders, tries to get his shot off as he falls down, and that ball gets popped out and fought over. And the end of the third quarter. WCTV Sports is powered by Rocco's Bar and Restaurant, McGovern Hyundai, Route 93, Sarkisian Apparel, and Wilmington Ace Hardware. And we are coming back for quarter 4 of this matchup between Winchester and Wilmington. Right now, Winchester has an 11-point lead at the start of the 4th. And they also have the possession with number 10 coming in hot, but a flag will stop him. Waiting on word from the official as he picks up that flag. Looks like they will be giving that to Wilmington in the Winchester territory. So that's number 23 to Colin Allard. 23 across to 3, and then Allard to 23. And now Wilmington operating in a similar fashion. Allard with the shot goes wide, and they are going to give that to Winchester. Just number 3 getting beat very closely there. To the Winchester goalie and back between the defender. Passes it off to 23. Pressure in the midfield as Winchester brings it up the left side. Resetting. Some substitutions for Winchester. They look to be finding their positions. 40 gets it to 27 at the top to 6 and back around. Across the top, that pass is dropped to the ground and almost recovered by Wilmington, but 27 scoops that back up. High pass to 9. Cheeky pass to number 9 with a low shot that's going to go in for goal number 13 for Winchester. Oh, excuse me, that's goal number 12. And we are back to the face-off. That's going to pop back behind the Wilmington player and recovered by Winchester in Wilmington territory. And Winchester's going to stick to their game plan here. But Wilmington is not giving up here. Six with a spin move and a shot. Deflects off the goalie. And a battle on the ground. Lots of bodies in there. Gets scooped up by Winchester, and then a big hit knocks him to the ground. Ball is still bouncing around, and now a whistle's blown. They're going to give that to Winchester. (27-6). Passes it behind to 30. Pressure, and he stumbles. The ball is out. There's a flag. I think there was some unintended stick contact there on the legs. So they're going to have Winchester keep that possession. Eight minutes left in the fourth quarter. Number 6 with it now. Back to 30 and around for the shot. And that gets stopped by the goalie, DeProfio, who kicks it out to his defender. And that ball is popped out by the Winchester number 40. And they are still battling as the whistle blows, and they are going to give that to Wilmington. Back in play. DeProfio gets it out to 33, Noah Matten. Back to DeProfio, gets it out, and that ball is contested and knocked to the ground by Winchester. It's rolling and recovered by Wilmington, and another whistle. Some personnel changes. And Winchester is given the possession. Number 6 back to 11. To 30, looking for a pass over the top. Changes direction. Switches with number 11, who brings it back in front of the goal. Gets checked, and the ball is out and recovered by Wilmington, who pops it out to Allard, looking for a man. 18 with it now. Wilmington trying to rush it up the field, and that's turned over. Number 12, Winchester, now bringing it up. Cradling, and a low shot by number 11 goes wide, and that's out of bounds. Wilmington possession. Profio over to Matten. To Allard. Over to the long pole. And up to the attackers. Pass fake. Still number 19 with it. That's Isaac Tavares. And now Allard is motioning to his teammate, number 23, Anthony Graziano. Graziano now at the top. Looking for his teammates. He advances. Makes a move to 20 and back. Oh, nearly loses the ball. Recovers. Second attempt. Out. And then we have a shot. Shot by 19, I believe, and that's going to go to Winchester. Long pass up the middle of the field, gets recovered by the Wilmington defense. Number 14. Brings it to the midfield, passes to 20, Ryan Archer. Back to Allard now. Taking his time. Makes a move inside. Passes. Turns and shoots. And that's going to go wide off the ground. Still Wilmington possession. Allard with it now at the top. Making some moves. Draws the second defender, passes to his teammate, who gets checked, and that ball is out of bounds. And going to be Winchester possession. Winchester defender bringing it up now. Motions to his teammate, but gets lots of pressure. Gets it out to 27. Six to 25. 40 passing behind to 30. With 2 minutes left, and there's a shot attempt by number 40 that goes out of bounds. Winchester's still with it. 27 nearly loses that pass. Back to 27. He lost the ball trying to do a spin move, and that gets recovered by number 22, who shakes off two defenders, ground passes to number 19, Isaac Tavares, as some fresh teammates come off the bench. And now 23, Anthony Graziano, makes a move inside, gets checked in the back, and the ball gets popped out, and there's a flag on the field. The clock is just under a minute now in this fourth quarter. Wilmington starting once again. Pass inside, quick. Gets checked away. Rolls out of bounds. That's still going to be Wilmington. They have it back in quick. To 23 and back to Allard, who goes for a shot, which goes wide and will be given to Winchester. And as Winchester brings this ball back in, that will be full time. And that will be a win for Winchester. Winchester 12 to Wilmington 0. Thank you for watching this WCTV production live stream of Wilmington boys lacrosse versus Winchester. Have a good night.